All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahaha Kwadash. Double honors are due to the venerable apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And, peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. Shalom. This is the brother Yeshaya. All right, part of Valley, South Carolina. And this lesson right here is going to be about a video that I stumbled upon. And I thought that the title was very, it drew me in, of course, Hebrew Israelites. You see that and you automatically click on it. You're like, hey, what's this about? But when you see, when you read it and then, you listen to a story, it's a typical, down and out Jake story, man. Abuse and, poverty, one of these curses, man. Okay. But, what she said was that she was recruited by the Hebrew Israelites. Now, what I'm going to make out of this lesson is, one, you can't be recruited by by a nationality or by a heritage. Now, Hebrew Israelites is a heritage. Okay. Hebrew, the language. Okay. And the Israelites. All right. Which, Yasharala. Okay. Israel. Okay. Yeah. So, without further ado, I'm gonna, Slakia, I drew a blank just now, but you can't get recruited by a heritage, man, because if it was that simple, then an Edomite, okay, and you have Hebrew, don't get thrown off by the Hebrew, all right, because you got Hebrew Edomites, you got Hebrew Moabites, you got Hebrew Ammonites, okay, so let's say a Hebrew Edomite. Okay, just because you got Hebrew in front of your name doesn't make you all right in the name of the Lord. It's just the language, okay. But the Lasha or Kodash. But say an Edomite that has the spirit of an Edomite that the Lord created to be an Edomite, he wanted to, I'm gonna join the Israelites. Okay, yeah, the Lord is not gonna let that happen, man. All right, every man that's in these camps pushing the right doctrine, okay, even in these off camps, IUIC, man, I don't see them having that many heathen that were able to clothe themselves and cloak themselves and be around. The spirit just doesn't allow like that. It doesn't operate like that. Okay, so I say all that to say this: you can't join something that's was set up to be a heritage, okay, or that's your nationality, okay, your blood right. So without further ado, I'm gonna read this and then I have some scriptures and then we're gonna go from there.
With me leaving my college and stuff like that, and leaving this little group where I was studying the Bible and shit like that, I came to Atlanta, and going through the shelters, they give you permanent housing and they give you
hold on, real quick. Let's pause there. So you say you was with the group that was studying the Bible and everything else, and so what happened to that situation?
Shit, I just decided I need to leave. It was getting too much, it was a lot of drama and
what was going on? Tell me.
And this Hebrew.
So this was Hebrew. Okay, so this was Hebrew Israel.
I'm trying to tell.
See, now, of course, all right. The message is amazing. It's captivating. Okay, it's controversial. What's the other word? Provocative. It provokes you to feel a type of way because it's the total opposite of what we've known, okay, and what we've been raised on. Knowing the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, the actual names, and not a title or a Greek, going back to deities. Okay, his actual true name. Okay, knowing your heritage and actually claiming and surnaming yourself back by Israel. Okay, subscribing to your heritage and shaking off that heathenistic way of life. Because to think that you're black and to say that you're black or you're Pan-African or you're a Negro or you're African-American, that is deaf, and basically you don't know yourself. You're lost out here and you're lost in the sauce, man. All right, but to come back to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai by reclaiming your heritage, taking your heritage back. All right, surname yourself after Israel. From your prospective tribes. Like through the spirit, I believe that I'm a tribe of Judah. Okay, characteristics, my bloodline. My father's line, because it goes off of your father. Okay, but nonetheless, I know that I'm an Israelite. The scriptures say, the spirit itself beareth us witness that we are children of the Most High. Okay, so this is the Hebrew Israelites is a very controversial thing. All right, but hey, that's how it is. That's how it's supposed to be, man. The spirit of the Lord is spearheading this movement. Okay, this is not something that this is prophesied. This was prophesied to happen. The great awakening, the awakening of his people. Him. Filling those dry bones, man. Us coming back to him. So this is much more than just a gang or a fad. This is actually a way of life, a way to life. So yeah.
Okay.
Listen, a lot of people my age went through this shit, and it's like a cult type shit. You know what I'm saying? Depending on which leader or teacher or whatever you have over you. But I learned a lot from them. I'm not bashing them or nothing like that. But it's just certain things that I didn't like the multiple wives type shit. That's something that I didn't like.
So you was a sister wife?
Nah, my husband didn't. Well, my husband didn't have another wife, but he was seeking one. So I'm just like, nah, I'm good with that. I was more so like cool with the fact that my elder, who is my sister, she was like my teacher. She was my best friend. She was like a mother. She was everything to me, and that's the type of relationship I didn't have with my own mom and my own sister.
So that's what drew you in.
Yeah. And I've stayed in that because of her. Because she's strong as fuck. Like, she was willing to do any and everything for me. Like, I was her own child. And I just experienced a lot of things with her by looking at what she went through in her daily life living. So, the story that reminds me of me and her is the book of Ruth. It's Naomi and Ruth. And basically Ruth, she lost her husband, but she still followed Naomi because she was like, wherever you die, I die. Who your God is my God, because she's seen so much of God in her. So it's like, I knew that I was going to be somebody by having her as an example for me for being my guidance. So I continue to go through this because I know that she went through worse, and I know that this is not defining me as a woman, but this is just like a trial and tribulation that I have to go through so that I can learn how to depend on myself. Because I always depend on other people to help me out. So now it's like, I got me.
I can dig it. I didn't even ask, do you have kids?
No kids.
Okay, so no kids.
So basically she was saying that it was a stepping stone, or it was something that she had to go through in life to be the person that she is. Ma'am, you just denounced your heritage. You went back to being a nigga or whatever. Like, man, people just don't understand that this is much more than a fad. This is much more than a cult. Well, the word cult means to worship. All right, but man, this and we don't have time to really every time someone says, because the Hebrew Israelites have a bad, reputation because of certain groups, man. And sometimes from brothers, because when you first get in this truth, you're mad. The scriptures say be angry and sin not. All right, so you're angry. All right, and sometimes the delivery is harsh, but that doesn't take away from the message. It shouldn't take away from the message. All right, women and sensitive people. Women are sensitive by nature, but sensitive men always get thrown off by the message. Thrown off by how the message is portrayed or relayed. All right, but not listening to the message. That's being emotional. But let's get into some scriptures, man, because this is our heritage, man. Okay. The Lord set this up to be our, our heritage that directly links us to Him, and the Lord takes pride in that, man. Having the people to call His own, man. This is Isaiah 44:1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Okay, so the Lord has chosen us, man. All right. Thus saith the Lord that had made me. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Okay, so us being the chosen seed, the chosen lineage, of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is a big deal. It goes much more than just putting a name on something that's not linked to anything, man. These fads, these cults, they're not linked to anything. They're linked to Satan. They're linked to worship of self. They're linked to worship of other gods. Okay, and which is all vanity, because we know there's only one living power. All right. Back in verse 2, which will help thee, fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. So Israel, he said Jeshurun is right fact. And Jacob, all right, and that's where the name Israelite came from. Came about, all right, after Jacob, wrestled with that angel for the blessing, which was symbolic for us fighting, for the good graces, to get back in the good graces of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offer. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. And another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel. So the northern and southern kingdom are coming back together, and they are recognizing who they are from their respective tribes, depending on, for the most part, to the best of your ability, your father's lineage. And let me read 6. Thus saith the Lord, King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first, and I am the last, and beside me there is no God. So there you go. So all these other fashions and being a Jehovah's Witness, or a damn 7-day Adventist, or whatever, or cults that some cults that Christianity is a damn cult, if you want to be honest. Joel 3, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, okay, the northern and the southern tribes taking us out of captivity, I'll also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yehoshaphat, or aka the Lord's judgment. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So there you go, man. This is a heritage. This is something that is precious. Okay, not only from the relationship that the Lord has with his people is precious, and that's why he put us through what we had to go through. All right, slavery, through the various captivities, still living over here living in Babylon the Great, the second Egypt, which is spiritually Egypt and Sodom. All right. We're over here in the worst case scenario, but we're almost done. The worst part has been done, man. And that's because of the Lord loving his people. Okay. And giving us chance after chance, man, and giving us the ultimate chance. All right. By giving his only begotten son, Yahushua. Redeeming us back, buying us back, redeeming us back to the Lord, man. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 13. If thou turn, let's see, I think this is it. Yeah. Verse 14. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth. Okay, being, a spiritual power, and also, being at a high status on the earth, man. Okay, being over all these nations. And that's not the case right now. And feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken. And there go that word heritage again, man. And that's going to stem another lesson, on another lesson. I didn't think to do it through the spirit now, but, I'm look up heritage. Okay, and, go from there. But for time's sake, since I already had in my mind through the spirit how this was going to go, I'm going to bring out the precepts that I already have. Amos 3:1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. So, a title, it goes way more than a title, man. Calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite and surnaming yourself after Jacob, and washing off the proverbs and the bywords and coming back to our actual identity. Okay. That's a big thing in the eyes of the Lord, and only the elect is going to do that on this side. All right, and it was prophesied, man. When you go to the book of Ezekiel, like I mentioned earlier, Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. All right, the hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. Okay, representing, America. All right, America is a very low land, a valley, so to say, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And this is, more overly talking about right before that 350-year period stopped. Okay, with that 350-year prophecy, okay, roughly around the 1960s. Okay, we were damn through before the 1960s, man. Over here in America, we didn't have our power, we didn't have Yahweh Shah, we didn't have the names, we didn't have our heritage. That was the main thing that he did to us, man. Okay, what's the scripture say? He oppressed a man, even a man in his own heritage. This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so that they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So that's what they did, man. They literally beat our heritage out of us, our Hebrew names. They beat the language out of us. So if they did all those works to beat the heritage and to beat, our way of life and our connection to the power from us, how much more do you think that they're shivering in their boots? Okay, because we're coming back. So, hey, this is only reserved for the elect. So if you don't want to, call yourself after your prospective tribe or your nationality, that's on you. You can go ahead and continue to be a nigga, continue to be black, or African American, or Puerto Rican, or Mexican, or whatever you want to be. But then when that time comes, all right, when it's gonna be advantageous to you all, let's go. I mean, it's advantageous right now, but it's through the spirit. But when shit hits the fan, you gonna have Jake. Hey, what was that? I'm an Israelite, right? Yeah, I'm an Israelite. Nah, Jake, it's too late. And let me skip down. This is Ezekiel 37, and then he said unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon this slain that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and he lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army. So, hey, the elect is going to stand up in these days, man. Okay? Hey, how about Shem Yahushua is waking up his elect. So, hey, we don't have no problem, if you don't want to... If you don't want to claim your nationality or want to be on the Lord's side, man, all right, because you're going to get destroyed. And I mean, hey, that's just point blank, period. Now, moving on to the book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So if you don't have the understanding, okay, the Rakakodash first and foremost, but once that's on you, the simple things start to make sense and start to click. Who you are, to the best of your knowledge, which tribe you're from, okay, knowing the Lord's names, and so on and so forth. But congregation of the dead, okay, the 2/3 that's over here on this side, all right, the ones outside of the elect, they're gonna look at this as it's a bad thing, or it's a cult or a gang or a fad or something that's vain. Man, hey, that's what the enemy they got you. That's what the enemy wants you to believe. Okay, because hey, when we're coming back. Hey, they want to do make Israel an end as a people, man. Okay, so it's set up for them to throw things out there like, those radical Hebrew Israelites. Hey, going to Project Megiddo, man. Okay, and black Hebrew Israelites was on that list, man. Psyop. Let's go to First Chronicles. I only got a couple more and I'm going to wrap it up. This is First Chronicles chapter 29 and verse 18. O Lord, Yahweh, power of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, a.k.a. Jacob, but his name was changed to Israel, our fathers, keep this forever in the imagination of the thoughts of the heart of thy people, and prepare their heart unto thee. So It's a big thing that the Lord didn't forget us, man. And we have to, in likewise manner, when he does, put the spirit on us to wake up or give us that information that we need to wake up, okay? Hey, we got to cleave on to it. But the elect, I already know the answer to that. The elect are going to cleave on to it, all right, and the rest are just they're going to die, man. And I'm going to end it with this. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 15. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth maketh a lie. All right. So, hey, if you're you're outside the congregation, okay, of understanding, you're outside the congregation known as the elect. All right, you're considered a damn dog, a heathen. Okay, because you got two types of dogs. You got the dogs that are perpetual dogs, like the other nations, the 17 other nations. All right, and you got dogs that are of the nation of Israel. Okay, the Lord's chosen nations, which are acting like a heathen, calling themselves black, coming against your actual nationality, man, your birthright. Verse 16, I, Yahushua, have sent my angel testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star. So there you go. Hey, you ain't gonna be able to partake of Yahushua, when with your mind being that closed. But it says, their consciences, consciences have been seared with a hot iron. So it's no getting into people like that woman that I just played a video of. But hey, we can use this, and this is by no attempt to try to recruit anyone, man. This is just a topic that the Lord gave me, and Lord really was edifying. So I'm gonna end it with that. Giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Chahagwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.